to lead to a wider affirmation of the same reality. Okay, and that's the, so science is always like that. We believe in what we believe in, but then we contest those ideas and end up with the same reality at the end. Okay, so I'm very grateful that all of you could join us. And in the inaugural session itself, I had mentioned that there is something in us as human beings that compels us to form some community, right? And it's not just human beings, swans and bees and everyone. In the animal kingdom, it's more common, and people stay together, depend on one another. And I think that was the motto of this QMAT. Not that we're claiming that we could, include everyone, but whoever wanted to come for this conference was most welcome. And I think our total registered participation was 650 in a somewhat quote unquote super specialized area like quantum condensed matter. We think that this number is a good number. I'm particularly happy that there are around 400 students, and they got a wonderful opportunity to really interact and learn from the masters and the best of the best in our community in India. So I'm very grateful to all of you to have joined us, and somewhat this should become more common, that the community gathers irrespective of the quality of the science we do, or the new ideas that we try to propagate. It's a community gathering that we have been somewhat successful with. So the plan for this concluding remark is somewhat simple. First, we would request Professor Bhaskaran to speak few words about QMAT 2026, and then we'd follow it up with a talk by a small 5 minutes summary by Professor Rajdeep Sen Sarma. As we learned the other day, there were 4 people who started this QMAT in 2018, and Rajdeep is the only one out of those 4 who is present today. So he would tell us about what would be where the next QMAT would be, and what is the plan for that. And then there are some awards. As you know, there are 20 Best Poster Awards, 10 Best Oral Presentation Award, and some awards for the volunteers. So that's a brief summary. And then there would be typical Delhi food at the end. I hope, what is the item today? As this is pav bhaji, right? Is there Golgappa also? Okay. And there was kulfi. I mean, somehow the faculty missed the kulfi. Only students had kulfi. Hopefully, if there's something still remaining, we'll have kulfi also. So thank you. With those few terms, I would request Professor Bhaskaran to please come and tell us a brief summary of QMAT 2026. Thank you.
I can't explain how happy I am.
यही mic दे दो ना, this mic, hand mic. Hand mic.
Thank you. So once again, thanks Satya and all our friends for a wonderful job you have done. On behalf of you guys, I'm thanking them once again. Okay. So I don't want to stand between you and the kulfi and so on. I also like kulfi. So I actually am. Let me be very honest. I'm saying, I feel like being a child in a mithai shop. See, every day there are 5 talks. I can choose any one of them. I enjoy that. So now which one? I can take only one mithai. That's a condition. It's a frustration. So happily frustrated system. So it was like a mithai. I enjoyed it. In fact, many of the students wanted to talk to them, but we never completed our conversation. So I look forward to meeting them again and so on. And then I have just made few remarks. Thing is, so whenever I go to a conference, the past, I've been always given a booklet, a small booklet, which is abstract booklet, with names and so on.
സാറേ ഇത് थोड़ा हेल्प करेगा सर जी थोड़ा हेल्प करेगा अंदर जाना
I can provide that 24.
ये बाहर आएगा या ऐसा रहेगा साउंड
Important to have on the cell phone, I have a problem with my wrist and my hand trembles and so on. So I'm not able to look at the thing. So that's one thing. Then another thing is, CB scientists are messengers of peace. So science is universal. So I suggest that we invite people from neighboring countries, faculty, some number, about 20, 30 of them from Bangladesh, Pakistan, BC spin, China, Nepal, Sri Lanka and so on in these meetings. And I can get money for you. I can talk to young people, some donors and then do that. Very important to be, because see all these borders and so on are artificial, human made. As Carl Sagan says, about 10,000 years ago we had no border. We were all hunters and gatherers. We were hunting and we were being hunted. Then all this segregation came and this artificial hatred and segregation. Then okay, I'm trying to understand my own handwriting. Then see, I'm very impressed by the school, and there are many things which students would like to understand. So it will be followed, if the BC, if this Colloquium is followed by a school for a week or so, it will be wonderful. Select about 30 students, and there will be enough number of speakers, go deeply into some of these things for a week. So that's one of the suggestions. Okay, then there's two things. I remember as a PhD student, I was asked to give a talk for 10 minutes in a conference. So I was very excited. I wrote 30 transparencies, in those days, 30 of them completely filled with equations and so on. So I flashed everything and it went on very fast. At the end, I thought everybody will appreciate me. They laughed at me. Chairman said, Bhaskaran, none of us understood what you were saying, but one thing was clear, you exceeded the speed of light. So that is the way I felt many of the speakers. Sorry to say that. People have so much to say, but it's very clear they have not prepared. Because it's very important before you give a 10 minutes or 20 minutes to talk, to have rehearsal a couple of times to your friends and colleagues, to convey the essence of what you are saying. Because people go into the details, so that's one of the criticism. Then poster style. Again, let me tell a story. I think it was back in the 70s when I was visiting one of my early visits to ICTP. ICTP was generous enough to send me to somewhere in Europe. I think it was Holland or Sweden. I went for a conference. I had a poster. The title of my poster was Friedel Oscillation in Hubbard Model. And I was very happy to know that both Friedel and Hubbard were there in that meeting. So I prepared a big poster, completely filled with equations and so on. And then first came John Hubbard, an Englishman. He didn't look at my face, looked at this thing and then walked away very fast before I caught him. Then after some time the Frenchman Friedel came. He also did the same thing. I felt very bad. See, here is a man who is excited by Friedel and Hubbard's work, and the title carries the two authors' name. They don't even have say any word of appreciation and so on. So when I was lamenting, one of my friends told me, Bhaskar, you should not lament, you should be happy that at least they passed by you. Because your post was so badly written. See, the posters are supposed to convey the spirit of what you are doing, not the content completely. So I see many of those posters, completely compressed with pictures. So when I asked some young man what is abstract to see, please look at the thing. So I can't bend down, I have some problem. So the problem is, please prepare posters in a very economic, one of my friends used to say, a poster should have a half-page abstract, which should have just 5 lines, big lines. It should tell the spirit of what you say. And then for details you can go, or you can pin some preprints and so on. So they are the statements I want to make. Then I had put some, I think time is up. Is it okay if I, see, I had uploaded some Brijesh, where is Brijesh? Oh, Brijesh, yeah. I was forgetting your name, that's why I didn't include Brijesh Kumar. So I was, sorry, I just wanted to tell a secret of success of Einstein. When he was young people like you, young persons like you, People say that he did his work after his PhD, after finishing his masters and so on and so on. The truth is the following. Einstein, okay, it's fine. Einstein used to have a group meeting in the evening when he joined as a first year integrated 5-year program in ETH, Yataha. So in that group meeting, he collected 10 boys and girls of like-minded people. So they used to discuss at length and depth religion, philosophy, and so on. And then after 6 months, so they used to, because there had no cell phone, television, or light and sound temptation. So they were all happy people. So they were discussing for every day 3 hours, for 5 days, every week they discussed. Then after 6 months, they came across a book called Science and Hypothesis by Henry Poincaré. Henry Poincaré was a famous mathematician, as you know, but also was a very generalist. He enumerated what are the unsolved problems at that time. So now if you ask people what are the unsolved problems, they will say dark matter or something like that. At that time, the first problem is Brownian motion. He said that when Mr. Brown looks through the microscope, pollen particles, they are agitating. We do not know, is there a life force? What is going on? At that time, we had no idea of sharp existence of atom was not also known. Yeah, I will. Next, please. Yeah. Okay, then let me just, yeah. So I wanted to, let me start. Nature of society is significantly modified in the last couple of centuries. Okay, next. Next. See, okay, yeah. So a powerful and rational way to analyze problems with many, okay, next. So science, the idea of science is to demystify things, not make things mystical, more mystical than they are there. So as a human enterprise, modern science knows its limits. However, it has explained several things that are considered mysterious and incomprehensible, including lightning. You know, people used to say lightning is a mysterious thing, but now we know what's lightning and so on. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you. So I encourage students to have group discussion. So this says the book. This is the book that. What do I want? I don't want to add any text.
Sorry for interruption. Just you put the column mic so that it is audible to everybody. Sorry.
It's not even audible to me now. Sorry. So I don't feel very guilty because you guys delayed the thing. So it's okay. Sorry.
The delayed guys were clapping.
So it was a fantastic book. I encourage you to look at this book even now. It's available, Dover publication. The first problem is Brownian motion. He says, you look through the microscope, there are pollen so is there a vital force? At that time, even Poincaré thought there may be vital force. Then that problem was, Einstein started thinking. Second problem was photoelectric effect. He said, you take copper metal and shine radiation, nothing happens. Increase the frequency of the radiation. At some point, electrons come out. What's going on? Then the third question was, we say there exists some ether, all-pervading ether. As the earth is moving through the ether, it will disturb the ether. So what do we see? How do we see it? Imagine Einstein became famous and started his whole career based on these three questions, which were exposed as undergraduate students in his class, in his group discussion. The advantage is professors were not there, so there was no intimidating remarks. Your friends, intimidating remarks, it's okay. You beat him and he beats you. That's okay. So that is the important thing. So I enjoyed it during my PhD days at IISc Bangalore. So S.K. Rangarajan, who is no more, in electrochemistry, he was a great man. He told us discussion is very important. So I will not go into the details of that. So we used to discuss every day, couple of hours in his home or other places, just watching and guiding us. Okay. Now next one. So Einstein is so that I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious, neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I'm only very, very curious. The important thing is not to questioning. So this is a message to my young friends. Please be curious about things. Don't be curious about too much about cell phone. It's not that I'm smart, that I say stay with problems last. This is a very interesting thing. I think and think for months and days. 99 times the conclusion is false because the 100th time I'm right. So that's very important. Says I have no special problem to occupy my mind to reconstruct proofs of mathematical. Sorry, I should have. So he says whenever he is free, he has time, just thinks about physics that he has learned or mathematics, he just contemplates on it. So instead of looking at cell phone and WhatsApp and so on, so please contemplate on these things. This will take you a long way. Then develop observation skills, experimental skills, reasoning, logic. Okay, that's it. So all the best. Have a wonderful time, and I'm very happy that I was here. Thank you once again, Satya and Brijesh and other Poonam and other friends and silent volunteers who have been helping. And you forget your name. Yeah. So I thank you all the people who have been silently working, volunteers and people behind cooks and who have been giving me a ride and who have taken me for a ride and so on. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. All the best.
July, we had hardly 50% of abstracts uploaded. Okay, so when we are having 220 talks, if we don't know the abstract, we can't categorize in 10 things. So then the request would be, of course there are deadlines and whatnot. If you send by email abstracts, it's very difficult because the way we are going is, that's fine, I think. So when you upload your abstract, your phone number, your email, everything is recorded. So it's easier for us to contact you. If you send an email to qmat2026@gmail.com, we have no information. And no one else can upload it for you because it is capturing your phone number. So my request for the next QMAT 2027 would be, so every participant, we wanted everyone, but for that we need the email address and phone number. And since, if it were 10%, one can declare, okay, scheduling and everything depends on the abstract. So that's one request. The second reason, I'm not trying to defend, but general knowledge question is, what is the tallest natural point in Delhi? Qutub Minar is man-made. Yes, answer please. Parthsarathi Rock inside JNU, okay? This is where the Aravalli range of mountain ends, right? And it's a green area, a ridge area. You can't touch, we can't create buildings as many. Why is it IIT Delhi so dense and JNU is so much of greenery? It's because we can't build buildings. And I'm not trying to say that don't cut trees or whatever, wherever possible. It is, even in this year's APS, there is no hard copy. So of course we should have 3-4 copies so that, but most people would have to do it online because just printing time schedule and abstracts, and in this particular case, there are 400 pages. Posters are also having abstracts. So 400 pages, bulky, no one will take in train. So this is a small... Yes, no, that I agree. So some copies should be there, at least for the session chairs. But generally, that's the second difference why we don't have it. Even if we have, the money is not the constant, but generally that is the trend now, both for the environment's sake and for the usability. If it had, suppose there is a long-term use of that, sure, we would have done it. But this abstract is probably just for session chairs, so that please excuse us for that. The second announcement that I would make is normally people have asked me whether there would be a proceeding, whether there would be an ISBN number for what they have. Okay, so some of you may have attended the talk by the Wiley representative. What they have offered is that they would like to bring out a special issue of QMAT 2026 in annalen der Physik. Some of you may have got to know that, so that's the oldest surviving physics journal in the community, 1799. And that's the journal where Max Planck and Einstein, Max Planck was actually the editor of Annalen der Physik when Einstein's papers probably came out. So they have suggested that their editors would contact all the speakers of this conference and ask for either a review article or some updated research that would be screened, and then there would be a special issue of QMAT. So it's a edited version. It's a conference proceeding, and I think it is a reasonable good. Physical review B is 3.4 or something. This one is around 3, 2.8 or 3 impact factor, but it's a highly respected journal. And so all the authors, all the speakers, who have in the faculty positions, they would receive an email, and there is a set of sub-editors. I'm happy to announce that Brijesh is one of them, and Professor Sumati Rao, and Professor Upunan Mehta, and I would be some kind of sub-editors who would be just helping the editors of Wiley to contact you and seek your advice. It's totally voluntary. If you want to write a review article or a full article, and then there will be referring to that also. But something is coming out. I think that's a very welcome. It's not just a conference proceeding. All the talks, 224 talks that we have had, would come out in some form within 6 months. So that's my second announcement. Now I would request if Professor Rajdeep Sensarma is around, please come over and tell us a little bit about the history of QMAT and where it is going. Yes, thank you, Rajdeep.
Thank you, Satyabhrata. It's very weird to think of the first time we thought about QMAT. Krishnendu, me, Gautam Sheth, and Pratap was in ICTS for a conference. We were chatting at night, and we said, there's APS, all this, there's nothing like that for quantum condensed matter. And then we said, yes, this is a very useful thing to do. But then everybody kind of said, but it's a lot of work to do. Who will do it? And to the credit of Gautam Sheth, he said, I will do it in ISER Mohali. You guys help me. I will take care of the first one. That was a very bold step to say that this can be done, because quantum condensed matter is very diffuse also. Lots of very different interests intersect and so on. And then, of course, we continued from 2018 for quite a few years. But we had this problem that the community was so big that we had to do an alternate year rule. Okay, so half the community was invited to, let's say, odd years conferences or meetings, and half the community was invited to even years meetings, simply to take care of logistics. And then we were discussing this at some point when Satyabhrata was there, I remember. And he said, but why can't we do it at one go? And we said, it's impossible because, it's logistics, just look at the numbers and so on. He said, I'll do it. Again, I think that's a second bold step and statement in the history of QMAT. And we were very skeptical. We said, okay, you go ahead with it and try to do it. I must say, after being in this conference, they have done a fabulous and a fantastic job. We never thought it would be this smooth and this nicely organized. So kudos to Satyabhrata and the full organizing team. And I must say, all the students, they were working so hard. And any issue we went to them, they were always trying to help. And so a very heartfelt thank you to all of you for making sure that this happens and the community can be in the same room, or at least if not in the same room, in the same place for 4 days. And I can tell you that I have talked to many people, and they said this is one of the most fun conferences they have in a while because, the whole community was here. So from the national organizing committees, and this is where your small ideas now take leaps, which you would have never thought about. And I'm guessing there's no going back once people have seen what happens when the whole community comes together. And in that vein, it's my pleasure to announce that the next QMAT has been scheduled. IIT Kharagpur has kindly agreed to basically take the leading role in organizing this conference. This will be in from 14th to 17th. Dates have been fixed. So mark your calendars, 14th to 17th December 2027. However, this will not be in Kharagpur, this will be in their research campus in Calcutta, and various other institutes in Calcutta like SN Bose, ISCS have agreed to help them. So just like here, this was JNU as nodal institution, but then again with help of other institutions. So that's how it will happen. So I hope to see all of you again in December 2027 in Kolkata. That is where we will have the next QMAT, and we will keep this format going where instead of the odd and even years, we'll have the whole community come together. So thank you again, once again, Satyavrata. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. So next is this brief award ceremony award. So first, I would request Dr. Tanuja Mahanti to read out the best poster awards. And I would request our Dean, Professor Pritam Mukhopadhyay, to please give away the awards.
So good evening. There are more than 250 poster presentations. I am very much thankful to the judges. They have spent so much of their time to judge the posters. But even if you have the posters near about the same, but we have to give the best 20 poster awards. So at the beginning, I'll just announce the names. Huh? Oh, no, one by one. Ne? Ribhu Parvez, Aisher, Kolkata. B. Madhurima, University of Hyderabad. Shubhavan Roy, IISc Bangalore. Shubhavan Roy, IISc Bangalore. Not there? Yeah. Okay, you please. From IISc Bangalore, he is taking on his behalf. Trishu Burma from IIT Mandi. Trishu Burma from IIT Mandi. She not. Okay.
He is not here.
Not here? Okay, you can take on his behalf. Lakshmi Priya Nanda, IISc Bangalore. Lakshmi Priya Nanda, IISc Bangalore. Anybody for her behalf? Anybody on her behalf? Okay, later on you can. Monica from SPS JNU. Tanuja from SINP Kolkata. Tanuja from SINP Kolkata. Arati Gautam from IIT Delhi. Yeah, Arati Gautam. She's Arati Gautam. Smita Singh from IIT Bhilai. Smita Singh from IIT Bhilai. Donna Kundu from RRI Bangalore. Ashwath Subramanya P from NIT Surathkal. This is Donna Kundu.
Many congratulations.
Deepak Sharma from Mysore, Pune. Swapaneshwar Bisoi from Mysore, Pune. Sakshi Verma from Jain CSR, Bengaluru. Saubhik Dev from Jain CSR, Bengaluru. हाँ?
थोड़ा सा
देर हाँ ठीक है नहीं वो बोलने जल्दी तो नहीं आते हैं कौन सा बोला साक्षी वर्मा ना सौभिक देव फ्रॉम जैन सीसर बेंगलुरु सुमन देवनाथ फ्रॉम IIT कानपुर सुमन देवनाथ फ्रॉम IIT कानपुर तमोघ्ना चटराज फ्रॉम IIT कानपुर दिव्यानंदन भौमिक फ्रॉम IIT कानपुर मनोतोष प्रामाणिक फ्रॉम आइसर कोलकाता दिव्यानंदन मनोतोष प्रामाणिक फ्रॉम आइसर कोलकाता So poster awards are over. Thank you.
These prizes, which are for the oral talks, are being sponsored by American Chemical Society, which entails a 1-year membership, annual 1-year membership of ACS, where you can access all possible journals. So in condensed matter physics or in this area of material science, there is not so much distinction between chemistry and physics. Often people also publish in chemistry journals. So you will have 1-year access to all these journals, which could prove very useful to younger people. So this is what the prize would entail. And now, so we had decided to have 10 prizes, but because the quality of talks were really excellent, and if possible, we would have gone to 40, but we have to limit the numbers given the number of talks. So we are going to announce first 10 and then another set of 10, thanks to our convener, Professor Satyavrat Patnaik, who kindly agreed to have 10 more prizes. So we'll have 20 prizes for the oral talks. So I'll announce the names in the order in which we have. So I request our volunteers to be ready with the certificates. You are ready? First one is Sudipta Kundu from University of Cambridge. Is she around? So maybe somebody can take on her behalf. Okay, we'll keep the prize. We'll send it to her later. Revati BS from Raman Research Institute. Come fast with the same energy. The next one is Ramya Nagarajan from NICPB, Estonia. She's also a postdoctoral fellow. And you can see that a lot of female names are coming, so I'm quite happy announcing them. Of course, male names will also come. So, Ramya, come quickly. Saikat Mondal. IIT Kanpur. Your alma mater. Udipta Kar from Taiwan Institute of Physics. Is he there? Lipika Arora from IIT Delhi. See, people from next door are not here. Not good. Harkirat Verma, IISER Kolkata. Ramesh Kumar from DTU, Delhi Technological University. Manpal Singh, BML University. He's a faculty member, just became a faculty member. So, at BML Munjal University. Nabha Prakash Nayak from CNRS Paris. Is he around? No. So now we have the list of 10 more names which I will announce. Parvati Girishan from IISER Trivandrum. Shubhankar Paul from IIT Kanpur. Is he there? Maybe he's not there. Shubhrajyoti Kole from IIT Delhi. Pallavi Saha from JNU. Ivan Datta, NICER Bhubaneswar. Saurabh Saha, SN Bose Center, Kolkata. Dibyendu Samanta from IIT Kanpur. Dibendu, are you around? No, we don't see. Dinesh Kumar Kedia, IISER Pune. Fast. वहाँ से आ जाओ. ठीक है. अंकिता तिवारी, be ready. Ankita, not there. Anybody from SPS can collect on her behalf? One of the students can? Yeah, good, come. Ardamon Sten, IIT Kanpur. Okay, I think we were limited by these numbers. So next time, try harder, refine your presentation, keeping in time and everything to the best of your abilities. And hopefully, we'll also convey this that QMAT needs to have more prizes in the next editions. So thank you, everyone. And we thank our Dean, Professor Preeta Mukhopadhyay, for thanks.
Okay, so I think I'm just waiting in between the pav bhaji and the volunteers. So first of all, let me tell this very clearly. We had an excellent group of volunteers from SPS, JNU, from IIT Delhi, from Bennett University, and also possibly from NPL Delhi. Without their support, it would not have been possible. So let's give them a big applause on behalf of all the participants of this conference. So thank you all the volunteers. So they worked during the hot days, during these rainy days. So they worked all along to make us all feel comfortable. Nevertheless, there may be some mistakes made, when they worked. So in case that has happened, so I apologize on behalf of the volunteers. So please excuse us on that. So volunteers are learning, and so let's thank them again, and then we have a small.
Yeah, I'll just read the names and
Yeah.
Disha is still there. Disha. Shovan Gayan. No, Kulfi is not going to start unless he gives the go ahead. Okay.
Shovan
Gayan not there. Saurav Singhal. Saurav. Thank you so much, Saurav. Great help all round. Subhash Chand Gudzar. Subhash Chand. Next is Shivam Singh. Najma Firoz, please. Yes. Lokesh Prajapat. Pallavi Saha. Dhruv Gautam. Dharam Singh. Hansa. Rahul Singh. Not there. Ramendra Gupta.
No one can take it. So on behalf of Rahul Singh.
She has to take her on own behalf also. Ramendra Gupta. Diksha Sharma. Diksha Sharma is there. Monica. Naman Kamboj. Manoj Lamba. Manoj Lamba must be working hard for the drop. Yeah, so he's very, very enthusiastic, really worked hard. Arifa Rahman. Arvind Kumar. Pradeep Kumar. Priya Das. None other than Kunal Yadav. The entire website and all this email, everything is homegrown, right? No, nothing is outsourced here. Everything. Thank you, Kunal. Develop the software and everything. Thank you. All done by students. Kritika. Diwan Ramji, please come. Without your help, yes. So he's in the school office. Been a great help all throughout. This is, thank you. This is for my colleagues, Mr. Rabindranath Mahato. So all these 5 rooms were given to 5 faculty members. So I just request each one of them. So they all co-conveners of our. Professor Vijesh Kumar. No? Huh? Okay. Dr. Ashim Kumar Pramanik. Okay. Dr. Pintu Das, the most important person. The food was entirely from IT Delhi and many other players. Thank you, Pintu. And all hostel accommodation of students, everything managed by Professor Pintu Das and his team. Professor Manish Kumar, he was in charge of accommodation of the faculty, but he's not present. करेंगे ओके बाद में करेंगे उसको डॉक्टर तनुजा महांती प्लीज थैंक यू सो मच Dr. Poonam Mehta, please come. Thank you so much, Poonam. Professor Ayn Khan from Bennett University. Okay. Thank you. With that, we come to the final conclusion of this program. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's meet at the tea.